Okay, so Tuesday, Kim Walker spoke. It was good. She talked a lot about what worship is not and is, and just kind of like how to like be in like creativity. And so she just there's a lot she's talked about. Um, one thing that was really sweet is I desire presence more than I desire answers. Whoa, what? I desire presence more than I desire answers. She talked a little bit about how we shouldn't go into his presence because we want revelation, or how we shouldn't go into his presence because we want answers, or because we want this or want that, or blah, 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 but because we want his presence and we want to know him more. And it was beautiful. Okay, so after Kim, I went to Keys to a Heavenly Realm. Judy, don't know her last name, but she did it. Whoa, she's like the assistant person to Bill Johnson, and she told her story a bit. And what we did was we just kind of like, I don't know if I wrote it down. I hope I did, because it was worth writing down. And I didn't. Wow. Okay, well that's why I'm gonna have to talk about it right now. So, okay, so, um, yeah, okay, so basically she talked about how God's given her the gift to help lead other people into his presence, sort of thing. And there's been a lot about how, a lot said about how we have the mind of Christ. There's a lot of times our thoughts and our mind's eye picture sort of thing go hand in hand and whatever, and that even if we're just like imagining something, sometimes that is God speaking to us. So we all lay down, or got comfortable, is what she told us to do. And then she told us different things. Okay, look for this and see if it, like, okay, we're gonna try to see Jesus. You see Jesus, and you wait, and then you're like, she asked, okay, have you seen Jesus yet? Like, do you see him? Do you have some sort of picture of him? And I was like, yeah, I do. It's really cool because it's not like, it wasn't the Jesus that I saw, um, um, like in the pictures that most people have. But it was kind of like this very nice looking guy, kind of a bigger nose, but like a little angle, whatever. It's cute nose, right? And like this curly hair, where I remember it was curlier, and it's still kind of shorter. It wasn't like that long stuff that they show them, and it wasn't like it was just wavy. It was actually like curly, like the ringlet sort of things. Because I remember being able to like stick my fingers through them like this and be like, oh, look at it. Was just so, I mean, a cheesy thing that I would do. Not quite like fro, whatever, but it was like more relaxed curls, but it wasn't like wavy. It was curls, like, yeah, spirals things. And so she asked us to see that, and I don't remember what color his eyes were, but they kind of reminded me of like honey sort of thing. Like it just seemed like they would change sometimes, but it was almost like this really creamy honey. I don't know. I just looked like they could drip and be sweet, And that's kind of cool. And then she's like, so get close to him. And what does he do? And like first thing he does, right? He like takes his head, and we like, his head's like right here on my neck, and my head's on his neck, sort of thing. It was just pretty intimate. I was like, whoa, this is cool. And I'm getting laughed at right now.
I was laughing at Maria. She was, ooh.
Okay, I guess it's not me getting laughed at, but
I was thinking maybe you got that on tape.
I don't know. It might have. We'll have to listen to see if Maria got on there.
Because she was so tired of the eating. Not on purpose.
Okay, I can't wait till we do interviews with each of my roommates because they're pretty awesome and you guys are gonna like them. But anyways, so that whole thing. Basically, she's like, okay, now ask him to bring him to your garden and just see where he takes you. And so, really quick, remember going into the garden, and I was so tired. And in the middle of this, like, it was just really like green, and there was like just green everywhere, and I love green. And then there was just like bursts of these extremely bright flowers and sort of things, just here and there. And in the middle was this ugly, ugly floral beat up couch. And I was just like, that's kind of cool. There's a very ugly couch right in the middle of this garden. And I remember like looking at him and he just kind of smiled and he led me to it and he sat down in the little corner and then I sat down and I just kind of looked at him and then leaned in sort of thing, just kind of like awkward, and then I was like, oh, so good. And it was the most comfortable, amazing couch ever. Totally ugly, but I loved it. um, and and so he, yeah, totally my mic. And I remember almost falling asleep, and the Judy asked us to, said, okay, now he could ask some questions or you can ask some questions, see what happens. And as soon as she said that, I heard, why? And I was like, why what? And I heard, why do you love me? And I looked around me and I saw where I was and I was just looking and I'm like, how could I not? My good, you have this awesomely ugly couch that's so comfortable and you're cuddling with me. How could I not love you? I mean, despite everything else, like, how could I just not with this? And he just kind of laughed at me, and I asked him something, and I don't remember what it was. What did I ask him? Maybe I didn't ask him something. We were trying to talk. Like, I remember kept trying to, like, talk, but I was so tired, and I was just like, I'm tired. I'm sorry I'm falling asleep on you. He's like, no, it's okay. Just relax. And I ended up falling asleep on him until all of a sudden I heard this laughter, and I was like, what in the world? And I was like, oh, sorry, God, I fell asleep, and one of the guys in the sanctuary, like, this is the real world now, well, the lower reality world, was laughing really hard and like, just kind of off to this direction of me. That's why I keep doing that. And he said that, or he was just laughing so hard, and I was like, Jesus, what's going on? And Jesus like, get up a little bit, let me show you. And so he kind of just like shuffles us around, like moves us just a little bit, and all of a sudden I see like within this like bush is this old TV. Just like, what? And the TV turns on, or like it's not turned on, it was already on, already playing, and while I was sleeping, Jesus is watching this guy like tumbling around laughing, and I just start like chuckling with him and then fall asleep again. I'm like, what in the world? Well, afterwards, Judy went around asking people about the experience, and she was like, I want the laughing guy. So give me the laughing guy. So the guy got on there and asked what happened, and he kind of gave a brief description about how he used to want to like wrestle with his dad, but he couldn't, like his dad wouldn't let him, and when Jesus brought him over, he was just like, he pointed him out to the Father, and he was just, and he's like, well, what do I do? What do I do? He's like, go tackle him. And so the guy went and started like wrestling with God the Father, and it was just like, and so he just starts laughing so hard because it's so much fun and it's exactly what he needed at that time. You know, he didn't go into the garden to do that, but he was like just, wrestling or whatever. And it was really awesome because I had this picture of this guy like rolling around. It looked like he was like with something, but just kind of like rolling around. I didn't see what he was doing, but laughing. And so it was kind of cool. I'm like, I saw him in my world. We watched him on TV. It was kind of funny. A little awkward to tell. I mean, this seems really cheesy if you have no idea what I'm talking about. But it was really cool. And then directly afterwards, I just stayed in Sanctuary, and I went to Jerry's class, and it was called Cultural Vehicles, and this guy talked a lot about redeeming different, how there's so many different parts of each culture that as the Western Christians have like evangelized, they've been trying to strip those things away from them, but redeeming those things for the Lord. Because one of the biggest things I keep hearing is that we're under the new covenant, and under the new, like, old covenant, if something holy touched something unclean, it became unclean until you sanctified it again. But in the new covenant, it's every time Jesus would touch the leper, and that was a no-no. But why could he do it? Because he was totally clean, that he was able to put off his purity onto someone else, and because we are in him, we are because of his righteousness and his sanctification and everything, we are growing in that, and we have that, so we can touch things and change them. And that was really cool, like, thought process or whatever. So he's talking about, yeah, a lot of these things probably do carry stuff, but you have the power to clean it and redeem it back to the Lord. And that was amazing. And so he's talking about different things. Like, he's part of a First Nation thing, which isn't just like America, Native Americans, but like some people from Canada, which I guess that's America too. I always confuse that. I can't, and then there was some like Irish First Nation people, and there was just, all over, and he was talking about different things that happened and different places they went, and that was really cool. Um, and just pretty much talked about like just keeping the whole redemption of like redeeming and taking back the sounds that God had placed there, and keeping them, because they don't need to be lost. And it was really cool. So what happened after that? Oh, so I came home, started cooking, and we had some people come over, and it's kind of like none of us knew that they were like, only one of us really knew that they were coming over, and I guess there was like miscommunication on some part, and it was just really awkward, and things happened within the group, sort of thing. Like some things were said and not very happy about, which totally I decided to go clean the bathroom during the whole process. So I scrubbed our bathroom, and yeah, and it was really interesting and cool, because I remember once everyone had left and had done things, and it was just everyone in our house, and just feeling like this huge tension and just sick. And I'm like, I'm just gonna go to bed. But I'm like, if I go to bed, I'm just gonna have horrible dreams all night. And so we brought everyone together, and we just started talking, and we confessed things, and then we repented, and then we encouraged each other, and we prayed for each other. And let me tell you, this house, when I say this house, I mean like everyone in it, and even the house itself, like I feel so blessed to be here because I have such amazing housemates, because we can sit down and just worship together. I mean, there's 10 of us girls here, and we don't have any catty issues. I mean, sometimes there's something like, oh, we don't really agree on that, but hey, big whoop, it's not something that matters. Let's get down to the things that really do matter. And it's just amazing that it could be this way. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Like, God picked the perfect people to live together, and we were blessed with such an amazing house. Yeah, I just feel extremely blessed. And so that night went later than expected again, because we started worshiping and praying and all that jazz, and it was pretty awesome. But I need to start walking to class, and I will hopefully catch up more tonight. So maybe we can be all caught up, yeah. Okay. I will talk to you guys later.